Hello there and welcome to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Ronald. I'm so excited about this dish I'm about to show you guys. It's basically the soup. I'm calling the soup. Why? Because you can interchange it whatever you want. You can put a bit of beef, maybe turkey or chicken, whatever you really prefer. What we're going for right now here is basically using whatever we have in the house or leftovers to actually make a soup happen. It's as simple as this. Just a few ingredients you have. Get your stock, get some vegetables, get some kind of a meat, put it together. Maybe to beef it up a bit, put in a bit of, let's say, rice or pasta. In this case, I want my in-law to be able to eat it, so I was going to use pasta actually. I'm going to use some rice in it. All right, so are you guys ready? Let's get started. So here we have a pot, and simply we have some leftovers. In this case, we have some turkey over Christmas. I have a bit of celery right here. I have half an onion and also some frozen vegetables. And also I have a bit of rice that I'll be adding in to make it a bit more heavier and perhaps more like a meal less. So if you happen to have frozen onions, go ahead and use that. There's nothing wrong with it really. I just happen to have this fresh one, and we use it for a few other things, so I'm going to use this up. But also I don't want it to be chunky, so I'm going to slice that up a bit more. So for my celery, I won't cut it too fine. Just want it a bit chunky, honestly, so just split that in half. And go ahead and chop it up a bit too. Okay, so since you're done right now getting all the vegetables together, honestly, you can start off with a little bit of oil in the pot to caramelize your onions, or you can just put everything right into the pot plus your chicken stock. Speaking of chicken stock, if you want to look up that recipe as well, I'm attaching that video for you, because I did a chicken stock before, so you can see step by step how you actually make it. Okay, so I'll just put a dash of oil in there, not that much, because I just want to get my onions going. Alright, so as you guys can clearly see, so basically I made this humongous pot of stock. So basically I put this outside. By the way, since it's winter and all, I left it outside so that the fat can freeze a little bit like that, so that way I can take it off easily and you stay with mainly your clear broth. Okay, now I have my celery. Of course, my vegetables are going in. There is my turkey. As I said, my stock is already here, so I'm just going to put a few cups of chicken stock in here. And this is the fun of making your own chicken stock, of course. Okay, so basically right now we just have literally let it cook. That's an easy thing about soups. Put everything together, let it cook for a while, and then get back to it. So I'm gonna let it cook, but before that I'm going to give some spices in it so that the spices also get cooked inside. One thing I've not put in yet is the rice. If you're making any soup and you want to put in rice or pasta, you want to put that last. Let's say about, give and take, 30 minutes to maybe 45 to 30 minutes before you serve it. Why? Because the rice will of course cook faster and will start soaking up all the soup and become way too soft. So I have a bit of garlic powder. This is roast garlic pepper, by the way, which I love so much. You can never go wrong with Italian. It has multiple different seasonings in it. Of course, just an addition of the onion powder, although we had some. So you guys can clearly see this display here of spices, right? When you have your spices like this and you have these little spices like say nutmeg or ginger or cloves, Those are really good for soups, more especially. You just have to be careful how you use them. You have to use them in very little amounts. If you use too much of it, well, you won't like it, because remember, they're very strong. So I have a bit of ground ginger, and I put just a touch, as you can see, so that it doesn't overpower. If it was going to be a specifically ginger soup, I would put more. So I'll have a bit of nutmeg. I'm gonna put just a touch. If you put too much, it overwhelms it. Of course, some herbs. This is thyme, but this is finely ground. They usually have those which are a little bit more leafy. Let's get some salt in it. Not much for now. Of course, you can always test it and see what's going to do with it. That is all purpose or basically garlic plus. So right here, as you can clearly see, guys, the flavors are already looking fine without even testing it. So let it cook, and then we'll get back to it. Yeah. What you doing? What you doing? Okay, so now that your soup is basically bubbling away, it's all great, as you can see. So I'm just going to put in our rice. In this case, I have a cup of rice. Why am I using this cup of rice? Because this does not rise as much as the basmati. And we'll give that some time. But of course, if you have some leftover rice, use it. All right, so for the chicken stock right here, as you guys can clearly see, I have two big ones right here, this and that, and I have a third one right now. Typically what I do is put them in a bag. In this case, a Ziploc bag like that, not necessarily a freezer bag. That way I can make sure they're separated, and then I take them, you know, as I need them like that. There we go. So basically the soup is all done. As you can see, everything is in there. It's really filling, because you can see now the rice is doubled in size. Of course, the vegetables too. You just have to basically serve this and have a taste. So let's try it. Go. Woo. Look at that. Little rice, vegetables, of course. I mean, a soup like that in winter, how do you go wrong, eh? So basically that's it. The soup is all done. If you ask me, that looks amazing. And also, having not put in a lot, of course, there's so much volume to that. So with the rice, as you clearly can see, and the vegetables in there, and the juice itself, of which, you know, making your own chicken stock, nothing beats that. So let's give it a try. Oh my god, imagine coming from shoveling snow, some sort of whatever, or maybe on an evening there or whatever, and just have a soup. I typically do a word of the day here, so today is no different. So how do we call turkey, because I use turkey in this soup? How do we call turkey in my language? We say coco. Again, that is say coco is a turkey. All right, thank you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and of course check out my wife's YouTube channel. It's called Respect is Growing, and I'll see you in my next video. And as usual, leave me a comment or two, or a suggestion of the next video you want to see. And I'm so excited of the next video that I'm actually going to give you guys, so make sure you tune in. Bye guys.